Hello. Oh, you're in your way. I'm doing 2 streams at the moment. I am Stella. You're on Facebook. You're on YouTube, and we are here to talk about the premiere of Pandora that already happened. I had amazingly high hopes for my final release off of this EP, which was Little Yes, Little No, and I messed it up. Such is life for an indie artist trying to do all of the things all of the time. This is really bugging me, this setup, so I'm going to move you so I'm not looking at 2 different cameras. I can kind of look at you both at the same time, because that's just weird for everybody, right? There we go. That's better. You guys get my nice double chin. Sweet. So hopefully you guys have already watched the video. This is the trouble when Stella and Liz don't end up communicating very well. Because if you ask the guy that made this Pandora video, Gabriel from Cut Through Media, he will tell you that I'm altogether very, very good at acting out 2 completely different characters. Unfortunately, they don't always talk to each other and get the communication right. So what happened was that I had planned to show it at 11 o'clock Alberta time. And then halfway through the week, earlier this week, I was chatting to my friend and I was like, do you know what? Maybe I'll push it to noon so that everyone has a chance to get out of bed, because it's quarantine time and not everybody is working. Some people are all over the place on different schedules and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'll do everyone a favor. I won't do it so early in the day. And made all of my notifications say noon, and completely forgot to change it in the back end on YouTube. So there you have it. Welcome to my Pandora fuck up. Such is life when you are an indie artist. Sure, what can you do? And the reason I played a bit of Deftones at the beginning, shout out to Deftones. I don't actually know how that whole thing works. Yeah, I was so stoked to bring it to you today, but of course now my computer is about to turn off. So I'm going to go and run and grab a charger before you guys die. This is just going really well so far today. 1 minute. Do. Oh, and a save. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. That's Pandora. We shot it in a huge, big warehouse, and it was mayhem. It was a bit of a rush, as these things always are. And we ended up spilling a load of blood all over. Well, our guitarist, Jay, played so hard that he opened his finger and bled all over. Then we had to spray water everywhere on the ground. Not because of his bleeding, but for another reason, and then almost slipped and fell. I almost killed one of those tube lights in the middle of one of the performances. I was over by Peter, the drummer, and I was singing into his face, and the song came to a point where it was time to get really big and arms up and everything. So I shot my arm up and clipped the tube light with my elbow. and it was roasting hot, and we were still filming at the time, so I was trying to not turn around in a blind panic and see this tube light fall over and smash, which it didn't, and I think we ended up getting a really good shot out of it, which made it into the video, so that's okay. I'd love to say a huge thank you to Gabriel Lima, who runs Cut Through Media, and because this is like the third video he's put together for me so far. He's already done Fire and Wide Awake for me as well, and yeah, he's just great to work with. And on top of that, my band that played in this video were just phenomenal to work with. There was Maddie Meyer, who's our new bass player. You could see her just rocking it out with her massive giant ponytail and just looking amazing on bass. We've also got Peter Joshua on drums, Jay Tilley on guitar, and Kyler Tamak. Oh my God, his name's gone out of my head. Tomakovich. On fiddle. So yeah, everyone did an amazing job, and super duper happy with how it turned out. So I guess now actually would be a really good time, if anybody is watching, do drop me a line. I think you can message in the comments and stuff and let me know what you thought of it, maybe your favorite part. But also what I want to do is put together like a fan appreciation video in the coming few weeks. So I was doing an Instagram live open mic last night with the Carbons, and they are a band out of Kelowna, and I was singing Pandora, and the host Tommy was just like singing along and lip syncing to it, and it got me thinking again about this idea, how much I would love to make like a fan video for the length of the song of Pandora, or maybe a little shorter depending, made up of all clips of you guys just listening to the song, enjoying the song, or you can do a lip sync or whatever it is that you like to do. So I would love for you guys to jump in on that, and then I will make a fan video just for you. So you can do that anytime between now and say next Friday, and just drop me a DM with the video link in it or whatever, and yeah, I'll chop it up and I'll make a little thing, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, I was completely stoked for today. I've been so excited and so stressed out about getting today together, and that's so bloody typical that it's just like, I missed the deadline. Classic, but that's okay. While you're at home, I highly recommend getting one of your favorite songs out, or albums, or whatever it is, and just have yourself a dance party by yourself. I'm like doing like this creative artist thing at the moment, and that was one of my tasks for today, was to actually write down like a list of 5 things that you're not allowed to do in real life. So it could be like murder somebody, or spit in a cop's face or something. All these things you should not do in life. Write them down, and then either write out as like a short story, or paint the image of you doing the thing, or whatever, make a collage or act it out or something like that. So one of the things on my list was I wanted to, you're not allowed to like bumper car your way down the highway, right? And anyone that's like living in Calgary knows what Deerfoot is like. A lot of the time you could swear people are just doing that anyway, but that's how I feel like I want to get down that road, especially when I'm in a rush. And I loved bumper cars as a kid. So I felt that would be the thing that I would do. So what I did was I wrote out this whole story, and I like went through every turn and every car or truck that I bashed into, and went along my route until like I arrived at like the Fairmont in Calgary, and got out of this car having like bumper carred my way all the way down, and just like sauntered into the Fairmont like cool as anything, James Bond style. So yeah, so then the second part of the hiya Gavin, how's it going, man? The second part of the exercise was to go and like dance to it. So I went and I dug up an unopened version of Deftones, vinyl. And so I opened that up and I put it on and I turned it up so loud. And I just had like a dance party with myself to Deftones, miming out me bumper carring my way down the Deerfoot. And it was so ridiculously fun. And I was going to get dressed right before I knew I was going to do this. I was like, okay, this is my task today. I feel really awkward and ridiculous about this. And you're like in your house by yourself, you know. But anyway, I had this like really uncomfortable feeling in my tummy about like feeling really self-conscious, but really excited to like act out this ridiculous thing. All the things that you've always wanted to do, you know. I just had a blast. And anyway, so I was just really like, I was stoked and all built up today, having done that. Hey, Zach, and Joseph, how's it going? I was really, really excited. Pumped to do that. And then I just left Deftones playing for like another 10 minutes and had this head-banging crazy party to myself in the living room this morning at like 10 in the morning, which was so great, which got me in the mood actually, because after shooting this Pandora music video, I came out with such a case of whiplash. Like, you don't see it half as much in the video, but man, we spent a lot of time like flailing ourselves around. I was like, all the inside of my knees were bruised from like climbing around like the concrete factory floor, warehouse floor and stuff. I was just a mess the following day. So anyway, I just got back into that vibe, listening to Deftones this morning. And it would have been like, you know, appropriate for me to play Pandora at the beginning of this video, but I was stoked on Deftones today, so I didn't. And like the whole thing, I love it when like serendipity comes together. Like, I was just like getting dressed this morning and I just like opened the drawer, pulled out a t-shirt, and Die Mannequin was the one that I pulled out. I'm like, this is just a rocking day. This is fucking great. So, and then, you know, lo and behold, I go and I miss my own premiere live on YouTube. But sure, that's how it goes. So whatever. So I'm streaming both here on Facebook and on YouTube, and this is my very first YouTube live. So hello YouTube, this is me, a natural fuck up, but sure, what can you do when you're an indie artist? You have a lot of plates spinning and sometimes you drop one here and there. It's just sad that was that one, but sure, there you have it. So if any of you have watched the Pandora video already this morning, if you've subscribed, you would have gotten a notification that it was going live. Let me know what you thought of it. I'm ridiculously excited about it, and I must give gentleman Sean a shout out, because he is placing Pandora in his playlist and his blog today, an Irish blog. Thank you very much. My first one, called The Merch Perch. So I'll be sharing the link to that later on. How long did it take to film the video, and how did you conceive this execution? That's an excellent question, Joseph. I just spotted it now. Oh no, it wasn't Joseph. Anyway, how long did it take? It took 4 hours to shoot this thing. I think in the end, maybe end to end, it was like 5. But yeah, not too long. I think we only did 3 run-throughs of the track for each individual band member who was playing, because everybody had like their solo in front of the camera. You probably see it in the behind the scenes video more clearly. And then I think we just did 3 run-throughs of the track as a full band. We got together the night before to rehearse the band, because Maddie, this was her first experience playing with Ostella. So I love Maddie so much, and I used to play with her in college all the time. And so I was stoked that I got her on board. And so we had one night to rehearse, so we did that, and did it the following day, and it was great. I must say also, the live band that you see in the video are not all the same players that you hear on the recording, because my lineup changes quite a lot. So I must take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to Joel Jeske, to Aretha Tillotson, and John Calverley as well. They were the other musicians who played on the studio track, but weren't featured in the video. So massive thank you to their amazing skills playing that song. And then also obviously to Brad Simons and Brad Smith and Randor Lynn as well, who were the team at Velveteen Audio who produced and mixed the track. And then Mojito Mastering out in Toronto was the guy who mastered that. So amazing, 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 amazing. This has been like such a fun ride for this whole like Little Yes, Little No EP release. This is the last single to come off of it. Linen is the only other song that won't be getting an official oh yeah, it is, Randy. I thought so. It won't be getting an official release, so you'll have to go grab the EP if you want to hear that song. But there might be a cheeky little like live performance video or something down the pipes. So yeah, really, really excited. Thank you all very much for subscribing and for tuning in, for watching this and everything, and for sharing a little section of your day with me for today, because today's been a great day already so far, even though I missed my thing. Whatever. So if anyone is just tuning in now, I'm going to be running not even a competition. I mean, there'll be goodies given out to anyone who takes part for sure. But what I want to do is I want to put together a fan video. And anybody who's watching on Facebook right now, if you want to share this live, so it goes out in your friend stream so that more people know about this would be so much fun to get tons of submissions for this. What I want to do is I want to do a fan video for Pandora. So basically all you would need to do is film yourself or film your mate, whoever wants to take part in it, just listening to the track, enjoying the track, hating the track, and send me some hate videos too if you want to. Whatever you are feeling about Pandora, if you want to share it with me, I'm all ears. So just make a little video, submit it to me. You can like lip sync to it. You can just dance around, have a dance party with your kids or whatever. Whatever you want to do. You can make a costume, dance to that. Just have a field day, whatever you want to do. So you have between now and next Friday to get those submissions in. And then, yes, there will be goodies for people that submit and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to do that for you guys, because you are the guys that have been supporting me and subscribing and tuning in on these ridiculous videos of me rambling, just so I'm not like sitting in a room by myself rambling to an inanimate object, which may or may not make up the rest of my day, but it's nice to have a break from it. So thank you for tuning in. And so, yeah, so I just want to do this for you. I think it'd be so much fun. So that's next Friday. So get your submissions in by next Friday for that. And yeah, oh, there was also, how did you conceive of the execution for the Pandora video? I knew I wanted to have a completely different color palette for this video, because the first video was pink. It was all quite pinks and blues, and then that was fire. And then Wide Awake video was all quite earthy tones. It was all set in the forest and stuff, and then blacks and tans and things like that, blacks and beiges. So I wanted to have something that was like extremely the other end of the color spectrum, so some kind of monochromatic scheme was going to be great. And the black and white ties back into the whole theme of Little Yes, Little No, the title of the EP, because I was turned on to Alan Watts by a mentor of mine about 4 years ago. I was traveling to and from Calgary from Edmonton. I was attending university up there for jazz, and so I'd have a 3-hour journey like every couple of weekends to come back down to Calgary. And so I'd get into these podcasts, and I remember listening to one particular episode by Alan Watts, and he was talking about how signals in the body are all just electrical signals traveling along your nervous system from your main control tower being your brain. So electrical signals go out from your brain and down your arm, say, to tell your hand to open or close. And that's like a fire and release, or it's like a close and an open, or an on and an off, or a 0 and a 1, that kind of way. So it's all binary signals saying go on, go off, go on, go off, or whatever. And that's how everything in life goes, everything. And it just got me thinking, because I'd just come out of my last band, Burning Daisy, that we'd been together for like, I think 4 or 5 years at that point. And I'd always been the front person of a band, and I had never really, always intended to go solo, but I had never achieved it really. And so I'd broken up the band and I was going to university, and a mentor of mine had been like strongly pushing me to go solo. So I was on the brink of this, and along with these like podcasts that I would listen to up and down between Edmonton and Calgary, I would just, if anyone's driven that road, you know, it's like 3 hours of a dead straight road with like 2 bends in it, like literally that much. And so your mind wanders a little bit. So I was thinking of all these different like concepts and visuals and stuff that I wanted to start incorporating. And I got thinking about Alan talking about the 0s and 1s, and how everything on a cellular level is just like binary, yes or no, yes or no. Life isn't totally like that. We tend to gray and but my journey up until that point had been full of a series of yeses and nos, and doors opening and closing. So yes and no, little yes, a little no. And then through all of those experiences, your personality and your character gets formed and molded and refined, and you learn a lot about yourself. And so hence I changed the spelling of NO to KNOW. Little yes, little no. That's why it's black and white in the Pandora video, because it's full circling back to the EP title. That is why. So I'm going to leave you there. I may give you just a little acoustic performance of Pandora if you fancy. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to my very first Instagram live, and to my Facebook live. As always, guys, thanks a million. It's always great crack doing this stuff for you. Sweet. Okay, so here's a little acoustic version of Pandora for you. And don't be shy, send in your videos of your you guys enjoying the Pandora video, because I'm going to make a fan appreciation video in the coming weeks. So you have till next Friday to get those submissions in of you listening to, or dancing to, or lip syncing to Pandora. Send them in my way. And don't be shy in the comments either. Let me know what you think of the video. I'd love to know. I'm super happy with it. And again, a big thank you to Gabriel Lima at Cut Through Media, who made the video for me. All right, this is Pandora. Thank you very much for joining in on my journey again today. Some days it's smooth, other days it's absolutely not smooth. Today is a classic example of that. But hope you like the song. Here we go. You were doing just fine till I sat next to you, and I liked you just fine till my eyes cut through you. Could have been a gold mine till you came and told me what you wanna do. Well, take the best of me. Yeah, take the best of me. Goodbye, love, Pandora's leaving with a flood that shouldn't have opened. Goodbye, love, I'm sure I'll see you as a code that shouldn't have broken. A little bedlam could be so good for you, but some chaos you wrote, but it's all coming catching up on you. Well, take that shouldn't have opened. Goodbye, love, I'm sure I'll see you as a code that shouldn't have broken. You move so close, that look in your eye, ill-advised and so divine. So hold me close, hours melt by. We're all the same, just take it in and give it away. We're all the same, just take it in and give it away. We're all the same, just take it in and give it. Well, take the best from me. Yeah, take the best from me. Goodbye, love, Pandora's leaving with a flood that shouldn't have opened. Goodbye, love, I'm sure I'll see you as a code shouldn't have broken. You're not fooling anyone. No, you're not fooling anyone. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'll catch you again. See you. So many